All right. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. Now, I knew that the road ahead was going to be dropping sometime soon, and it came a lot sooner than I expected. So this video is going to be going up early the next morning after this drops. So hopefully, you guys aren't too bored with the subject. I have a lot to add to this, I think. So we're going to be going through this step by step, frame by frame, paragraph by paragraph, seeing what we can pull out of this road ahead, what to look forward to, and let you know what is coming next for Galaxy of Heroes. Now, I assume most of you are already familiar with the major talking points, so we're not going to talk about too much about that, but more so we're going to be talking about how those things will be affecting you guys and the future of the game after this road ahead. So, without any further ado, like, subscribe, that way you can have more friends. This is a proven statistic. The more that you guys like and subscribe, the more friends you will have in the comment sections and in the live streams. And if you want more friends, all you gotta do is like and subscribe to me, your best friend Asteroid, right? Because I totally know every single one of you watching this video. Now, after you've done that, let's get into this. So, February road ahead. So, in here we see specifically, we are getting a new Mandalore battle zone, bonus zone I should say, the Gungan faction, of course, the Galactic Republic faction. I don't know what's going on with the new Galactic. I don't know if they're saying a new Galactic Republic faction, or if they're just saying they're expanding upon the Galactic Republic faction, which is what I assume they are doing. I also assume that the Gungans will be a part of the Galactic Republic faction. They're going to be probably like a subsection, kind of like Scoundrels and Smugglers. They all have those interconnectedness where a lot of them are in one and they're in the other, and I don't know, one's smaller than the other. You know what I'm trying to say? Where basically the faction fits into another faction. I kind of think that's what's going to happen there. Guild gifting, we'll talk about that in the end. Jar Jar Binks, obviously super excited for. In a new raid, the Battle for Naboo. Sounds amazing. We're gonna get into this in a second. All right, so let's see. This is something I love to see, is that they finally posted the road ahead, and they keep putting disclaimers and everything, which I think that's funny. Like, you delayed it like how many months, and you still don't have finalizations on all this stuff? I don't know. Obviously, I mean, the specifics are subject to change, but it's funny to me that a lot of this isn't tied down, but they're still announcing it. That's how we get situations like with the vehicles being announced in the game, where like they announced it, but then, they never actually fulfilled that promise. So I guess they're just covering their ass unless something else happens here, I guess. So this bonus zone actually sounds pretty cool to me. It is the Mandalore, but specifically from the Star Wars Rebels appearance. I don't know if they're referring to Concord Dawn or actual Mandalore, so we'll see what happens there. But you're going to be facing some conflict in against the Galactic Empire. So I wonder if this is around right before like the I believe it was Operation Cinder that burned down Mandalore, right? Or I know that it was in the Night of 1,000 Tears, but I don't remember the lore part of what happened. I know they got bombed, but I don't remember if it's Cinder or not. Anyways, basically it looks like we're going to be fighting against maybe some Imperials, which sounds really fun, and I'm expecting to see a lot of Garsax and a lot of Imperial Super Commando in there, and maybe potentially even more Mandalorian Darkside Empire characters, or just Mandalorian characters in general. Obviously, Mandalorians, they're kind of like clones where they make big bucks for people, so I would not be surprised if they do that. But I mean, I wouldn't take this too seriously. This is just a bonus zone. This is not like they're making a new planet or a new mode or something like that. They're just adding a planet, so not that huge of a deal, but it should be fun. I'm excited to see what's going on with that. So next up, this is the thing I'm probably in my second, I don't know, I'm probably second most excited about the Naboo raid. I think Naboo raid sounds really fun. Probably most excited for Jar Jar and Padme, so obviously the characters. So the characters, the raid, and then we'll get into the rest of it. But you see here that they're going back into the Episode 1 adventure. So we're going to be wanting to go against, in this new raid, waves of battle droids with no end in sight. Will you be able to sustain all that firepower? You're up your Gungans, who will give you the best chance of survival and maximum point potential. So basically what I'm seeing here is that the Gungans are going to function how Jabba sort of did for the Crate Dragon raid. Now, I saw a few people talking about this, how we don't have a GL announced in this, when we usually get a lot of GLs tied with raids announcements, at least of recently. That's how we've been doing this around the same time anyways. So if we don't have a GL coming soon, I think that Gungans could potentially fill that spot. Now, again, this is no dates are confirmed or anything. This is all in the 2024, sometime this year, this is what they're doing. This isn't like anytime super soon. So there's absolutely time for AGL. But I think that the Gungans are going to be maybe that faction that really kind of boost you in the raid that you're going to want to farm. I think a few other factions that will be in part of this, as they say here, is I believe they say it in here, right? Yeah, Galactic Republic, Jedi, Separatists, and of course Gungans. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I don't really know what else they would add to that off the top of my head, but that makes a lot of sense to me. So I'm very excited about this raid. I think this raid is going to, so I think it has some of the aspects about the teams that the Crate Dragon raid had, so they're going back to the old format, but I also think they're implementing the new idea from the Endor Speeder Bike raid, where you have hordes of enemies. So you have a row of enemies, you shoot at each other like a normal battle, and then there's another wave, and then you shoot at each other, you get some points, and then it's another wave, and then you shoot at each other, you get some points, it's another raid. So you get the idea what I'm saying. It's like the turn-based system in the PvE modes, like the standard battles, except it's, you know, in a raid format. So that sounds really exciting to me, especially going against Separatists and having this new faction. I think it'll be great. If I wasn't poor, I would absolutely love to wail on the Gungans, but I am poor, so unfortunately we're not going to be able to do that. But yeah, I'm very excited to see. Yo, I didn't even get to it. They literally pointed it out. Okay, well, I went on the whole... I made that up in my head. They actually, you know, pointed this out in... okay, they literally pointed it out. They kind of pointed it out in the road ahead. That's a little embarrassing. Well, I came up with that on my own. All right, I came up with that on my own. Anyways, speaking for the Battle Naboo raid, there's a new faction. Okay, so the Gungans, they barely leave their house. They're Reddit mods, so we understand. And they are, you know, protective of their home and their basement and their Doritos. And the Trade Federation invades them and tries to get them a job. And the Gungans are like, nuh-uh, we're gonna be in the basement on Discord. I don't know where that analogy came from. So basically, they're going to be, let's see, have a significant upfront power from their shield generator to defend against any would-be attackers. While the team works in an orderly fashion, there's a member that may cause a little bit of disarray, and you guessed it, that's Jar Jar. So let's talk about this. I think this is one of the things I'm most excited to talk about here. Jar Jar is the legendary. You need these four characters to go for. These four characters to go for it, which honestly, I would not be surprised at all if this is an epic confrontation, because I think we needed four or five characters for the Bo-Katan epic confrontation. I would not be surprised if Jar Jar was an epic confrontation. Just saying. With the new format, this is very possible. They just say a legendary in here, I believe. I don't believe they say if it's a specific thing. I don't know. Maybe they would have announced him and be an epic confrontation in here, but could be a standard legendary, like maybe one of the legacy characters, but it could also be a epic confrontation. I don't know. Just throwing it out there. That's maybe not off the table, but we'll see. So Boss Nass is the leader, which makes sense. And so what I'm excited about here is the shield generator. I already said that in the last paragraph. The shield generator here is what really interests me, because I'm imagining how is this going to work. So I wonder is when you go into the battle, if there's going to be like a shield on screen completely protecting your entire squad, and the enemy has to shoot the shield and get through shield health, and have, like, if the shield has its own health and protection that it has to die, as you would say, and once the shield is defeated, then you can start attacking the Gungans. I wonder if that's how you're going to work. And the Gungans are able to attack you, but you're not able to attack or affect the Gungans at all, and you're just affecting the shield generator. I think that would be really cool. It does say somewhere in here that, yeah, it's only early on in the fight. They really specify early on, not throughout the entire fight, meaning that the shield generator is going to have to come down at some point. So that I am excited about. I think that'll be really cool. Captain Tarpals, a decisive attacker that sets up his teammates for success and inflicts sizable damage to enemies. Captain Tarpals here, based off of this description here, kind of reminds me of a Geonosian spy, I believe, where like he's a decisive attacker, he helps people. Well, I mean, yes, I don't know. I'm just thinking big damage on a alien creature team, I guess. I don't know. Gungan Bombardier, a versatile attacker that capitalizes on enemy debuffs and ramps damage while using abilities when the shield generator is up. I'm thinking ramping damage. I'm thinking Wampa would be amazing with the Wampacron, like having a Bombardier be like a permanent Wampacron. That would be really fun. And the Gungan Phalanx, I probably butchered that, but I really don't care. It's 1 a.m. A stout tank that is willing to assist his allies in need and provide courage with his shield. So passing around courage, he's the one that's providing the shield, so maybe this is the one that's like has like the creature, he's riding a creature maybe or whatever, and this way he will be tanking obviously, and maybe he will be calling mass assists. That would be fun. So I'm thinking the guy that's riding the creature calling mass assists, tank. There we go. Cool. Giving around courage. That'd be great. So yeah, I don't think they say anything in here about what this could be. I think they're just saying it's just a legendary, which I don't know. Maybe I'm being stupid, and they would have said it's an epic confrontation, but I don't know. They put the epic confrontations in the legendary tab, so I don't know. Whatever. So Gungan Jar Jar is a support character, which is interesting, but makes a lot of sense. Could work somewhat like C-3PO, but maybe a little bit more dynamic, I suppose would be the word. So he's not afraid to interject into the battle and offer his own brand of help. And so you'll need the other 4 Gungans, of course. And so you're going to be doing a lot of chaos, which is all what we hoped. And it seems like this team is revolving around the shield generator. The shield generator seems like the key to this team. So I assume in the next few weeks we'll be getting kit reveals for these characters, which will be very exciting. So we will have also Queen Amidala and new Galactic Republic characters. Queen Amidala being the next Conquest character, which sounds amazing. Very excited. Well, I like the idea of it. We don't know about the kit yet. I don't know if she'll be a leader or like a support or what she'll be, but I'm excited to figure it out with you guys. She's another iconic leader, obviously. A future Conquest Chase character and 2 new characters. These 2 characters, calling it now, Captain Panaka and young Obi-Wan Kenobi. I would be shocked if it's anyone else. I really no idea who else it would be, unless they did another like Qui-Gon appearance, which doesn't really make sense. If they did another Chancellor Palpatine, like if they put Padme as the Conquest lifter for a GL a Senator or Chancellor Palpatine, I don't know why they would announce the Conquest character first. I don't know if that would make sense, but I don't know. There's just something to throw out there. So they're not really. I assume we're gonna get the announcement on those guys after the Gungans. It seems like after the Gungans is when we're going to hear about these other 2 Galactic Republic characters. Or they're just going to drop it next week before they start doing the Galactic Republic stuff. I don't know. We'll see. Or the Gungan stuff, whatever. So let's see. She has some new interesting things that haven't been seen a lot in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Without going into many details, there's a lot coming with her that is going to be fun to play, while also making you learn that to get the most out of her squad. We're still working on the details and functionality, but I'm excited to see the reaction to what is to come. Later in the section, we go over decoy mechanic a little bit. So she's going to have decoys. She's going to have handmaidens, I assume, pop up around her and get a little confusing in there for the enemy, which is awesome to see. So I'm excited to see about that. She's going to be fairly unused buffs in our game. She's going to be working on those. That's interesting. Gain the most potential out of the buffs while staying behind decoy mechanics. That's going to be exciting. And she's a GAC Omicron and be able to use in raids, which is great. So we're going to be using her as well in that new Naboo raid. Obviously, she has the decoy. And here we go. It's a summoned unit with a permanent taunt, which leads into the thematic feel for Phantom Menace and her character as the decoy sets to protect the Queen. Gotcha. Unique to Stir Kit happens while the decoy is active. Queen Amidala will gain a new status effect called Queen Protection. And how many stacks of Queen's Protection Queen Amidala has, she gives double its effects to other Galactic Republic allies. So a lot of ramping and stacking here. That's good to see. I wonder if the other second character besides young Obi-Wan, which it's definitely going to be, one of them is definitely young Obi-Wan, but besides young Obi-Wan, I wonder if one of the other characters is going to be a handmaiden, and that's going to be the extra tank or extra guard here, whatever. Decoy, that's what it is. Duh. I wonder if that's going to be the extra decoy, is that there's going to be an extra specific unit for it, or if they're just going to do, you know, what I was saying with Captain Panaka, which would be great, but we'll see. Once the decoy is defeated, the Queen gets to take a bonus turn, gains a gnarly locked buff, and inflicts an enemy with something nasty. So basically Galaxy of Heroes abilities. Let's do it. So let's see. They are excited about it. It's iconic. It's challenging, but it's cool. Guild gifting. So this is the thing I have a lot of thoughts on. So guild gifting is going to be, you know, you're able to buy things for each other. Cool. It looks like they have a specific section in the shop for this. I wonder, it looks like they're, well, first off, it looks like they're reorganizing and updating the shop, which is cool to see. And updating the UI to be more like some of the other UI we have in the modern age of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. So I'm excited to see that. My issue with this is that it looks like you can only gift it to guild members, which isn't super helpful. Like, for me, if I want to do giveaways to you guys, I have to like get in a guild with you to do this easily. Like, why was there not a way? If you're going to sit down, you're gonna sit down and claim that, you know, we were all excited about this, which nobody even, I don't even think any single person ever had a thought about this. I'd never even considered this, but it's a great idea. If you're gonna sit down and think about this, if you're gonna sit down and code this, why are you gonna limit it to just the guild? Like, I know the guild is like the group of people that you're like working with, but I really don't understand why it can't just be plug in an ally code and shoot it to them. Like, I don't know why it has to be in your guild. I think they're gonna update this. They have to update this sometime in the future. That really doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I do hope they change that. I mean, the general idea isn't bad. I don't know why they limited it. And also, this is going to make guild recruitment interesting. I've seen some people talk about this in the past, where, you know, some people, I saw some people today post about this, that they were like, oh, guild recruitment's ruined now because people can just buy their way into guilds. Officers are going to be smarter than that, guys. Guild leaders are going to be smarter than that. Maybe like the lower level guilds, they're going to fall for that stuff. But like the middle to upper tier guilds, I don't really think that's going to be too big of a factor. Like, I mean, I'm sure to some people it might help, but like a lot of the guild leaders are a lot more stacked accounts. Typically, a lot of the time, they're, you know, higher geared accounts. So offering to buy bundles for them is either not pointless or not useful because they've already, you know, have the resources or have the ability to buy them, or they don't need to buy it at all because they already have everything in the packs that you're offering. So I don't think that that's going to be too huge of a factor. I just want to mention that because I've seen people mention that. I don't think that's going to ruin guild recruitment. I just don't understand why I can't just shoot you guys. I can't buy you guys packs because you're not my guild. I don't understand that. But I mean, overall, again, I like the idea. Just don't know why you're limiting it. So that's kind of what we're at here. I'm going to make some more videos on this going forward. I don't really think there's a lot more in here going on. It's just saying that they're excited about stuff and, you know, what they're working on. And yeah, so excited. Basically, they're excited about this and are looking forward to the future. I have more content coming on this. I'm going to talk in depth about the Gungan faction. I'm going to talk in depth about Queen Amidala. I'm going to talk in depth about the Naboo raid and how I believe that can work and all that stuff. So basically, we're going to do videos on probably the different portions of this road ahead in the future. So stay tuned to that. Thanks so much for watching and have a great rest of your day, everybody. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you haven't already, check out our membership programs. Shout out to Rain, Average Stormtrooper, Jacqueline, and Tipsy. Thank you guys so much for being the highest tier members that you can possibly be on the channel. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one.